Yes, sir. Let me just share my screen.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me give you the right cells. Yeah, now you can share.
Yes, sir. Uh, Hi, everyone. Is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, it is a demo of an unsupervised learning. The dataset we have chosen is the Fisher Iris dataset, which is basically it is mostly used as a classification dataset, but we can apply the unsupervised learning algorithms on the dataset itself. The idea is there are three classes, which is Iris setosa, Iris versicolor, and Iris virginica. And there are four features. Each have around each class around 50 data points. And using these four features, we need to classify like if we measure the length and width of sepal and petal and under which flower it falls. Okay. Now there's one thing we need to understand that as you can see, I've written it here. One class is linearly separable from the other two, and the later are not linearly separable. Now, what does that mean? Let's first start, by plotting the features, how they can. So basically, I've took the first two columns here and made a figure and a plot out of it. As you can see, there's a clear difference. Like you can clearly separate these two, these data points and these data points. These are the first two features. Let's view it for the remaining two features as well. I've took the other two features, the third column and the fourth column. Again, we can see there's a clear difference between this cluster and this cluster.
Devesh, you can execute this section because the sepal and length and width are again coming in the same second graph.
Yes, sir.
So once you
No,
execute,
sir.
then it will be correct. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it's
This is
correct.
petal width and petal length, basically. The other two features, and we are basically plotting it to see how the data points are separated. And you can clearly see that there's a divide between this cluster and this cluster. And one thing which we definitely know that there are three classes, right? So what we can conclude that the larger cluster is actually an overlap of the two clusters, right? Now we need to understand how to apply k-means clustering algorithm. It's one of the most basic clustering algorithms and is used, as a first step to just explore the data, explore the clustering, how they're clustered. So it's very simple. Uh, what we do, we pass on the feature set and the number of clusters we think we want. Uh, since we know there are three classes, so I've directly written there are three clusters, and we use a particular, I would say, distance. Like distance between 2 points can be calculated in various methods, statistics and linear algebra. For this demo, I particularly used the normal Euclidean distance, which is basically the square root of the squares, like addition of the squares between those 2 points. And I get out the results, the IDs and C. Okay, now what is exactly contained in the IDs? IDs basically contains where each data point lies in which cluster, right? And C contains since there are three clusters and in 4 dimensions, where where is the centroid of the cluster. Centroid is the point from which you can define the cluster itself. Like centroid is a point like the farthest most point and the centroid that covers the boundary of the cluster actually. Okay. Now, now we can see after applying k-means, I've displayed the outputs. As you can see, from 1 to 5, they are of the third cluster. Then other two are of the first cluster. Then there's a second cluster, and all other of the first cluster again. And I've displayed the output of the centroid as well. This is the first cluster centroid, the second cluster centroid, and the third cluster centroid. And these all are in 4 dimensions. That is why 3 plus 4. Okay. Now, for visualizing, we need to do some additional coding as well, so that we can easily get this graph for a visualization. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is I'm creating a mesh. Now, what is a mesh? Mesh is basically there's a x-axis and a y-axis, right? But we need to be able to convert it into such a way that the x-axis is repeated multiple times and the y-axis is repeated multiple times. If I just show you, okay, first I'm basically uh, creating separable points. Like I've taken the minimum value of the first feature and taken the maximum value of the first feature and kept on incrementing at 0.01 distance. Same with the minimum value of the second feature and the maximum value of second feature, and kept it increasing and on. And here I've displayed what is the minimum, maximum, and minimum, maximum of each point. Now let me show you how this mesh grid actually looks like. As you can see, the same row is repeated multiple times, and in this case, the same column is repeated multiple times. Uh, I think you're starting to get a clear idea what it means. Uh, if you plot it onto a real graph, right? Uh, these points would continuously repeat and repeat and repeat. For that case, we actually use uh, a mesh grid, to create points like this, which helps in the plotting purpose and all. Yeah. So after I've created the mesh grid, right? Now I convert it into such a format that I get each and every combination of all the points. As you can see, this particular combination I have shown off here. Uh, the x values are increasing from 4.3 then to 4.31 and on, and the corresponding and the corresponding y points, as you can see, it increases to the maximum 4.4, then again goes back to 2. So it's basically each value of x has a corresponding each value of y. Like each value is mixed and matched, for easier plotting and all. And now I have again ran the k-means here. Here the difference is I have no C output, but here I have written start C. Okay, what this means is I have run the k-means algorithm for just one iteration only. I have 3 clusters. I have XGrid, which is a combination of the 2 features only. Ran it only for 3 clusters, but I have run it only for one iteration, just one calculation of the centroid and the distance. But there's a start. What does start mean? If you look into k-means documentation, start can have various either you can start with the actual numeric array, actual numeric matrix and all. So since I already have created a k-means centroid algorithm, C here, I directly use that C, so that I don't want to run the k-means again. I just want to reuse the values, but using the grid so that it can easily be plottable. And here I have displayed the output of the three clusters, basically how the points are divided. So this is it for the unsupervised learning demo. I hope you also try and implement it on your system as well.
So Devesh, would you like them to attempt right now in their systems?
Yes, sir. I guess you can. I guess they should spend. I've attached this particular file. Yes, sir. I want them to practice it.
Okay.